Course 3, lesson 109 is about interest, and it only has one practice problem we'll go through. I'm also going to take you through a little bit of the lesson practice because it doesn't really get talked about here in the new concept section. The new concept basically just talks through some really good real life advice that doesn't necessarily translate to the work, and I debated leaving this part out or just ending with it because I don't want it to complicate matters. But I'll go in the order of the book, and these are good things to understand. First of all, when you borrow money, like for a loan for your house, your car, even credit cards, that costs money in almost every case. It's not just you pay back what you borrowed, or the banks would never make money. So a mortgage is a term you've heard. It means the money borrowed, the loan that your family's paying for the house you might own. If you borrow $300,000 for a house at, say, 7% interest, over 30 years, your monthly payment will be $2,000. The monthly payment is a combination of your actual money you're paying back, which is called the principal, and what we call interest. You might be familiar. Interest is the extra added charge of them having given you their money. So that's the combination of those two things you're paying back in your monthly mortgage. If the borrower continues to make the mortgage payment for 30 years, so that's going to end up being 360 monthly payments. That's one thing that's useful to understand. When you've got 30 years of payments, understand the monthly payments, there's going to be 360 of those, 12 times 30, 12 every year. Until that loan is repaid, what you end up paying will actually be $720,000, the $300,000 you needed, and then $420,000 in just interest. Yes, you pay more in extra money than you pay in the actual money. So you needed $300,000. You paid that back, and you paid $420,000 on top of it. So if you can pay for a house in cash, boy, do it. Do it. A 15-year loan would cost less interest because you're doing it faster. That's basically all that means. So not double as much, maybe a third of that amount. An auto loan is going to be a higher interest rate, maybe 7.5%, 8%, 9%, but it's paid off in shorter time and it's a smaller amount because it's just a car. So maybe it's $20,000. They give you 36 months or 3 years, higher interest rate. Annual percentage rate, APR, you hear in the commercials, that's referring to the rate you're paying per month. So maybe it's like $622 per month and it's done in 3 years. Credit card means you get basically 30 days of, up to maybe $10,000 you can spend, but that's not your money until you pay it back. So you can choose to either carry a balance to next month or pay it all back. I always pay it all back. So I've never paid a credit card company a dime because I get no fee credit cards and I never carry a balance. But if you say this month had a credit card, you spent $2,000 on video games, and you actually next month, so for right now that would be May, you could only pay $500 of that back. That's actually okay. They don't penalize you, as in they don't report you to the IRS. So you'll carry $1,500 into the May month. You get charged interest on that, and eventually you do have to pay it back. You're just pushing it. You're kicking it down the road. So you end up paying a percentage to the company for them having loaned you that money. Basically, if you don't carry a balance, if you don't ever owe money to the bank or to the credit card after the month is out, if you never have, you're basically getting every month 30 days of free money as long as you pay it back at the end. So it's not really free. Here's our example problem. I got it over here in my other spot. Hopefully you can see the full problem and nothing's cut off. If Jason's got a credit card, as long as we're talking about credit cards, his balance is $1,200, meaning he hasn't paid this part over the course of the last few months. He owes the company $1,200 yet in purchases he hasn't paid back. They charge 2% on that unpaid balance every month. So what is the interest charge? Remember how we find percentage of an amount? 2% is 2/100 or point. Ugh, my pen isn't working very well. Give me 1 second. Let's try this again.